Very tense morning in that courtroom. Ted Wafer sentenced to 15 to 30 years for second-degree murder, plus those 2 years for felony firearm for shooting and killing Renisha McBride. A lot of tears in court, not just from the family of Renisha McBride, but from the defense attorney who says she failed her client, from the judge who said this is the saddest case she has ever dealt with. Prosecutors, Wafer himself also choking up along with many of those family members. We heard victim impact statements from Renisha's father and from her sister Jasmine. Family members asking the judge to give Wafer the maximum sentence. Prosecutors again stressing this morning that they don't believe it was ever self-defense, but the defense attorney saying once again it was self-defense, that was the scariest night of Wafer's life, asking the judge to go along with those manslaughter guidelines that she feels the jury should have seen back on that day of that verdict, begging the judge to, again, go over those guidelines, saying that Wafer could have been rehabilitated and he shouldn't spend the rest of his life in prison. Very emotional point in this morning was that moment that Wafer finally spoke. A lot of times the family said that they didn't feel that Wafer was remorseful and that he never apologized to them. Listen to that statement.
To the parents, family, and friends of Renisha McBride, I apologize from the bottom of my heart. And I am truly sorry for your loss. I can only hope and pray that somehow you can forgive me.
There were moments there you could see the family crying as Wafer read his statement, and Wafer as well. We talked with the family outside of court, and they're very, they believe that Wafer was not remorseful and that his entire statement you just saw was absolutely fake.
I don't believe the apology was sincere. You know, to me, it doesn't sound as he's remorseful. I believe it was just stated as trying to get mercy on his sentence, a less sentence.
Justice was served. Justice was served, and they gave him the time that he deserved, you know, and he had no remorse. You know, it all was fake. That's how I feel about it.
The family of Renisha McBride, they keep saying they are going to try so hard to forgive Theodore Wafer, but they will never forget that they took their young Renisha McBride away from this earth, and they say that they're praying for his family as well. Meanwhile, the defense has already filed an appeal to that sentencing. We're going to have much more from this sentencing, and we're going to hear more from Renisha McBride's family later on Fox 2 News at 5 and 6. For now, reporting live in Detroit, I'm Erica Erickson, Fox 2 News.
A lot of emotion in that court this morning. Erica, what would exactly be the basis for the legal appeal?
Well, again, they started talking about the points, past offenses, and things like that. And again, the defense attorney kept saying she didn't believe that the jury should have picked murder. She doesn't believe this was second-degree murder. She believes it was manslaughter. And I think she's going to stress that Ted Wafer would not, as she said in court, would not commit a crime if he weren't going to prison. And the judge also said that. But the judge said, when we were in there, she said, I have to follow the law. I don't believe that he would commit a crime if he doesn't go to prison now. But she said she has to follow the law.
And did you say that the defense attorney was also tearful in court today?
Yeah, you know, she at times there were moments that you could see almost everyone crying or wiping away a tear. And she said, very, very stressed, she stood there and she started crying and she said, I feel as though I've failed Ted Wafer.
Very, very powerful moment in court and entire morning. All right, Erica Erickson, thank you for that live report.